everybody, welcome back to the vault. My name is Money and today is Wednesday, which means it's time for another installment of What Do You Want Wednesdays, where I discuss your personal want lists from Funko. And if you want to see your suggestion discussed here in this segment, make sure you leave a comment down below letting me know what you want to see from Funko. It can be an entirely new line, it can be them adding on a character to an already existing line, or literally whatever you want. So make sure you leave a comment down below for a chance to be featured in an upcoming installment of this series. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please consider it. I'm nearing 1,500 subscribers. I would love to get to that milestone soon, so make sure you guys drop a subscribe down below to help the channel grow. We're going to go ahead and get today's segment started with a comment from that one Funko dude 116 who suggests more Fortnite Pops in general. And I absolutely agree with this. I'm a huge Fortnite fan. I play it all the time with my friends. And I feel like there are so many skins that they have just kind of skipped over. And I don't know if maybe the hype for Fortnite has kind of died down in terms of popularity, in terms of Funko wanting to make product. Fortnite was kind of at a peak for a long time. It kind of plateaued off and it was super, super popular. And Funko did like, what, a wave of 16 commons for that first wave. Then we got a set of like 12 commons after that, a bunch of exclusives. And then they're still doing Fortnite Pops. We just got TNT now, we just got Midas. But they kind of only did a small wave of like 4 to 5 pops as opposed to what once was like, what, 16 or 12 commons. And I think the problem is that Funko did too much for those first few waves and made too many of them. Because when Spirit Halloween is around, they had shelves upon shelves of commons of Fortnite skins. But I think what Funko needs to do is look at the skins from Fortnite as a whole, rather than just look at what's current in the most recent season, and go back and do skins that they may have missed that are super popular. One pop in particular that I can't believe that Funko hasn't made yet is the Durr Burger. We got Tomato Head, but we didn't get the Nemesis Durr Burger. And I am Team Tomato. I just want to make that perfectly clear, which is why I have the Tomato Head pop. But it just makes total sense for them to have done Durr Burger at the same time as Tomato Head, so I can't believe it doesn't exist yet. Toy Roan says SpiderMan Pops Maguire, though. I could not agree more with this. I mean, I have such a soft spot for those original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, so it's just so crazy to me that Funko has never wanted to go back to these older, I mean, even the Garfield movies, we only got a few of them. We never got a full wave. It's just so crazy to me that Funko never looked at it and said, okay, the Spider-Man films are popular no matter who's playing it. Let's go back and do a wave of commons and maybe a couple exclusives to go along with it. There is this artist over on Instagram who, the name is escaping me while I'm filming this. I'll fact check myself over here on the side, but they've been doing this awesome concept art for the Maguire Spider-Man trilogy, and I think that there's so much room for potential when it comes to these movies, and this artist is just knocking it out of the park. I would love to see also a Spider-Man in the Venom suit. I would love to see a Sandman where he's just, you know, has sand arms and legs, but it's the actor who played Sandman. And then, of course, we have to have a Doc Ock with the arms kind of raising him up off the ground, and the arms are a part of that mold. I mean, with the rumors for Spider-Man Far From Home suggesting we're going to be seeing villains from every sort of Spider-Man multiverse, maybe we'll get more Spider-Man characters from the other two incarnations of Spider-Man as opposed to just Tom Holland. But I think in general, Funko should really capitalize on the Maguire and the Garfield movies and just do full sets of these Spider-Man movies, even if it's just one set of commons. To continue with the Marvel train, we have a comment from Population who suggests Loki Disney Pops. Now, I imagine that with Loki being delayed until June, we'll probably start seeing some leaks about Pops for the Loki series. I imagine we'll probably only get maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them. That's kind of what they did for Falcon and the Winter Soldier as well. And then once the series was over, they hit us with a full announcement of characters and different moments that were spoilers for the franchise. Now, I anticipate that for the Loki show, we'll probably get a Loki. He won't have the horns or anything. It'll probably just be Loki with, you know, the suit and tie that he's been wearing. We'll probably get a pop of the character that Owen Wilson is playing, and then presumably we'll get another trailer for this show, which will probably showcase the villain. So I imagine we'll get a villain to go along with those 2 pops as well. I wouldn't hold your breath for a full set of Loki pops just yet, but if WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier have taught us anything, it's that we will get pops throughout the airing of the episodes, as well as one big announcement after the show has aired. Paparazzi suggests Flynn Rider from Tangled. Disney has been doing anniversary sets for plenty of Disney movies. hitting the 50th anniversary, the 40th anniversary, whatever it is. And a 10-year anniversary might not be as long as those, but it's still a big deal. So it's just nuts to me that we haven't gotten more Pops from Tangled, because it is such a great movie. It's one of my favorites. So it's just so crazy to me that even though they didn't do a lot of characters, they did Rapunzel, and they did a variant of Rapunzel, and then I believe they did Maximus as well, but they never did Flynn Rider, who's equally as important as Rapunzel in that movie. So come on, Funko, Flynn Rider. I don't understand why we have to wait this long for a Flynn Rider Pop. And if we were to get a Flynn Rider Pop, I would probably bet money on it being a box lunch exclusive, because box lunch loves Disney exclusives. Urban Deity and CZA763 suggest more Danny Phantom and a full line of Danny Phantom Pops. So this is one that I've been waiting to talk about because I've been a little optimistic. However, I am getting a little worried that the ship may have sailed on it. And let me explain a little bit what I mean about that. So if we look at a Comic-Con exclusive one-off character, for example, let's take the Hunchback of Notre Dame line as the example for this. So you had the one pop for San Diego Comic-Con 2019, right? And then about, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months later, we got a full wave of Hunchback of Notre Dame Pops. I kind of consider it as like Funko being like, okay, we're going to do a new license for something that we're not too sure if people will be into. Let's go ahead and do one Comic-Con exclusive, and then if it sells well and people are into it, if it's well received, we'll make a full line of Pops. Now, the Danny Phantom New York Comic Con exclusive was extremely well received. I mean, it was probably one of the highlights for most collectors. So it's just strange to me that now that we are nearing May, about half a year later, there have been no rumors or leaks or anything to note that we'll be getting a full wave of Danny Phantom Pops, which is probably right around that same timeline as I described as a part of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. But I totally agree that a full line of Danny Phantom Pops would not only be something that I would have to get, but it would be something that would probably sell extremely well. We could get Sam, Tucker, the parents, his sister, Vlad, you know, but then they could do all these really cool variants and all the different ghosts. And of course, we'd have to have a box ghost to go along with it. So while I do agree with this suggestion, it makes me a little nervous that we haven't seen any sort of rumors or leaks to lead us towards it happening. Ryan Anzalone suggests more Nick shows like Tough Puppy and Fairly Odd Parents. One thing that I have realized from this What Do You Want Wednesday segment that I've been doing is that a lot of collectors want Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon show Pops. And Funko needs to start prioritizing these over other things they're doing because they're missing out on so much money. Fairly Odd Parents, I hadn't even thought of yet. I don't think anybody has addressed it yet. In talking about all these other Nicktoons and Cartoon Network shows, it just hasn't come up. And it's crazy that I forgot about it. A Fairly Odd Parent line would sell so well. It's such a popular show. It's run so long from when I was a child. I believe it's still running nowadays. And it doesn't even have to be that big of a line. You could do Timmy, you could do Cosmo, Wanda, you could do the Crimson Chin, and then if you really want to be inclusive, you could do Poof, who's a part of the newer cast of the show. But, I mean, a Cosmo, Wanda, and Timmy 3-pack sold out instantly on the Funko shop. There's no way that that would stay in stock at the Funko shop. So, Fairly Odd Parent Pops, I would 100% be about. I wonder if maybe it'll be something that'll come next year as we get more into the mid-2000s Nickelodeon shows. That's probably on the checklist of Funko hitting all of these shows. So I imagine we'll get it eventually. Pop Drunk suggests King of the Hill. Now, Ed, I just want to say one thing here. I have not watched King of the Hill. I don't know anything about it other than the fact that the writers are the same people who went on to write The Office. That's all I got for you. But in general, what a license to miss. I mean, there's so many seasons of that show, so many characters, and, it's such a huge fan base. You think that with them doing shows that are kind of in that same era, you got Beavis and Butthead, South Park, those type of genre of shows, King of the Hill seems like a no-brainer. So usually when I see something suggested that I don't know much about, I try and do a little research on it, but I couldn't tumble down the King of the Hill rabbit hole because I feel like it would just go on forever. But I do know one thing, even though I don't know much about it, is that this seems like a slam dunk Comic-Con exclusive for Funko. I think if they were to do maybe 2 or 3 characters, I know there's obviously Bobby, that's all I got for you though. If they could do 2 or 3 of the main characters, have them be shared to maybe Toy Tokyo, or maybe share them to the Funko shop. They like to do that with new licenses, like the Anchorman set from last year, But overall, Ed, I think that that's a great suggestion, and it's something that I personally haven't haven't thought of, but I'm sure there's a lot of collectors out there who agree with you that King of the Hill Pops should exist and Funko should get the ball rolling with it. And that sums up this week's edition of What Do You Want Wednesdays, where I discuss your personal want lists. Do you want to hear me discuss something in particular as a part of this series? Well, make sure you leave me a comment down below letting me know what you want Funko to make. It could be a brand new movie or TV show that Funko hasn't done Pops for yet, or it could be something like adding on a character to a license that you love to collect. Make sure you guys leave me a comment down below for a chance to be featured in an upcoming segment of this series. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please consider it. I'm nearing 1,500 subscribers, which is so crazy to me, and I would love to hit that milestone soon. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do it right now. Helps the channel grow, and it helps me make more content for you guys watching at home. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to collect what you love, even when what you love is from a movie or TV show that sadly Funko does not entertain. And as always, guys, I will see you soon.